What's up, friends? It's Volfarcore. Welcome back to another tier list. Now, today we're going to be ranking Wii Sports games. Now, Wii Sports is a very infamous game on the Nintendo Wii. It was my second video game that I ever was able to play, and it was so dang fun. I probably put over, 300 hours into that game, and it doesn't have many games inside of it, only around 5, as you can see down there. So we're going to rank them today. We have F tier, D, C, B, A, and the infamous S tier. So let's start off. Let's do back to the first one. So we have Wii Tennis. Now, Wii Sports Tennis it's very interesting. Now, inside of Wii Sports, you can get to a pro rank, which is basically you get to a certain amount of points, and then you're considered a quote-unquote pro. Now, Wii Tennis was the only game that I became a pro on, and I did it inside of the most sad way you could possibly do it. So inside of tennis, you're supposed to swing your Wii remote, and it transmits to your me, or your avatar, swinging the paddle or swinging the racket. But how I decided to play it is to flail my Wii remote around and just hope I hit it. It was painful, and I only could imagine how my family members thought I was when I was doing such a sad way of winning. But I did actually make it to pro somehow. So, since it's the first game in Wii Sports that got me to pro and the only game that got me to pro, it's a fun game. And I'm going to have to put it inside of a high A tier just because, I got a big buff right arm from flinging that Wii remote around. It wasn't pretty. Also, I'm assuming that you guys know the rules of these games because how these little mini games are played are exactly like how they're played inside of the actual sport. At least I think. So next we're going to move on to Wii Golf. Now, Wii Golf was quite painful for me. It was my least favorite game to play, but I did understand why people liked it. I just didn't like it because it took too long to do the 9 holes or the long one because my friends and family always wanted to do the maximum amount of holes, and I just couldn't sit down for that long, and I really sucked with the Wii remote, so I ended up launching it into the trees. It is still a fun game though, and it got me to use my shoulders a bit and straighten out my posture, even though when I was around that age I was pretty much the Hunchback of Notre Dame. So just because this probably gave me some shoulder issues, I'm going to put this at a B tier. Boxing is the next one, and I'm just going to put boxing inside of the highest tier for multiple reasons. First, boxing is by far my favorite game mode. It is the only one inside of Wii Sports that requires a nunchuck. So I didn't really get to play it at the beginning because when my parents purchased a Wii, we didn't get a nunchuck. So it took about 3 months of us playing the game before our parents finally bought a nunchuck. And oh man, as soon as I got that nunchuck, I plugged it in and it was insane. I was like punching with like both arms and stuff. It was an amazing game. It was extremely fun, but if you guys didn't know this about me, my younger self was quite physically impaired. Not inside of a way that I was like challenged. I just was extremely weak, and doing Wii boxing somehow hurt my arm to the point where I couldn't lift it the next morning. I don't know how viciously I was beating up my opponents, but it was horrible. I never punched so hard in my entire life. I couldn't lift my arms. To be fair, I was only like 7 or 8 years old, which for some people might be a little too old to be complaining about their arms. But you see, I was a baby, a big baby when I was younger, and Wii boxing made me a man. So just because it gave me such power and soreness, I'm gonna have to put it at an S tier. And also, it's just a fun game. Next one, Wii bowling. Now, a friend of mine, he was the god at Wii bowling. I couldn't beat him. Like, he didn't get all perfects or anything. He got like strike after strike, but he never got a perfect, which probably would have crushed my soul. But I remember a couple years ago, maybe like how long ago was it? Man, that long ago? Yeah, probably something around 7 years ago. Man, I've been playing Wii Sports for a very long time. But around 7 or 8 years ago, my brother and my friend, we were both playing. My brother, he was launching pretty good shots, but then my friend, 8 strikes in a row. Now maybe my memory is jarred from the trauma I experienced from that, but I actually had to drop the game because when I was younger, I thought I was the best at video games, but nah, he showed me up and destroyed me physically and mentally. But bowling and all, it was just a fun game. So it kind of destroyed my hopes and dreams. So I'm going to put it at a low A tier, but man, I was not good at it. Not as bad as golf, though. And the final one is baseball. Now, baseball is actually the first game that I played when I got Wii Sports. So as soon as I popped in the disc, I saw baseball and I was like, what's that? When I was younger, I didn't really know the rules of any competitive sports, so I kind of just learned it by playing Wii Sports. That may sound a little sad, but you know, living inside the country don't really tell you how to play all these fancy games. But Wii Baseball, it was fun. I liked whacking the ball around. I liked getting home runs. I really don't like when the Miis get me out because for some reason there's always a Mii where I launch the ball. So it's either you get a home run or you're out. I because maybe it's because my Wii remote wasn't synced, but for some reason I always popped it up straight in the air and it launched right into someone's glove. So the games didn't take that long, I guess, but it's a fun game. So I'm gonna put it at a low S tier. So there's not many things here, but still, I think this is an interesting topic to make a tier list on. Tell me what you guys think of this tier list and if I'm totally being bogus. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching and keep on lookout for my videos.